Guys, how are you? Welcome to Book Randomness. This is part 2 of my book review on The Book of Murder. If you guys haven't seen part 1, please go ahead and check it out. That is where I talk about the synopsis and the characters. In this part, I want to tell you guys a little bit of a story and to explain something, and then we're going to talk about the elements and things that I found important inside the book, and I also have a few questions for you. Now, let's start with the story. When I was younger age, grade 2 to grade 5, I did not like reading. I really didn't, because teachers would make us read pages or minutes every single week, and also they would have every few months, some of my teachers would give us a test. Each kid would have to sit in front of her and read as fast as possible out loud for 1 minute. Now, I was the worst at this. My reading comprehension has never been good, and I'm trying to get it better. However, it's taking some time, of course, but it has gotten better since, back then. And finally, when I did decide to get into reading, I was kind of pushed into it by one of my friends, which I thank Maddie so much for doing so. I finally, began reading, and what happened was my dad sat me down, and he began giving me one of his awesome lectures, and he told me that there are a few things that I need to know about reading, and that is that I need to learn something from the books that I read. Therefore, the books that I choose, that I was choosing at that time, I shouldn't read. I should read books that are going to teach me something, that are going to make me more successful in life. When you're in grade 6, you really don't care about that. I mean, I want a beach read, something funny, something that's going to make me happy, not a self-help book. And those books are actually pretty interesting as well and very helpful. However, I'm not really into those kind of books yet. Maybe someday I will be, I don't know. So I kind of just sat there the whole entire time like, yeah, Dad, sure, whatever. Just, can we hurry this up? I want to go play. But now that I am trying to read, I really have noticed that I can't remember any of the books that I read a few years back. And although that may be normal for some people, I haven't read that many books inside my time so far. I'm only 16, but I should have read a lot more books, and I haven't, and I feel bad that I don't even remember what I read. So that's where this urge of trying to figure out what a book means, what kind of lesson or reminder it has, because by all means, beach reads don't have real lessons inside them. The author doesn't sit and think, what kind of lessons should I teach my readers, and let's write a story around that. Most authors don't do that, at least YA authors. As far as I see, they don't do that. Just like they don't sit and say, hey, I'm gonna stick a lot of alliteration inside my book. Ooh, sorry, I just moved my camera. Like, teachers are constantly telling us when we're analyzing a page inside the book, oh, the author wanted to put alliteration. Why did the author want to put alliteration? To make it sound better? But why? I don't know. They don't think about this when they write. They just write. At least I'd hope so. Otherwise, it would take hours, like years, to write a book. Not hours. That'd be pretty cool if it took just a few. But anyway, so that's where that comes from. That's where I tried to learn something from a book. Now, I have 3 things that I want to talk about this book, such as, the little reminders or lessons or things that made me think, which I call them sparks, I guess I should say, the sparks of the book. The first thing is chance. You know how you can take a penny and you could throw it up in the air? It's a 50-50% chance that you're going to get heads or tails, right? Well, like 50% heads, 50% tails. Well, the more that the author actually does put this inside this awesome book, the writer inside the book, the narrator, he really does flip a coin, and he has a book written already about chance. However, he finds out that whatever he thought about chance is pretty much completely the opposite, so he wrote a book that isn't really true. But anyway, what I want to ask you is, do you think that chances are really chance? Is it really probability, just math? Or is there something more to it? And that kind of leads on to coincidences. Do you guys think that, some things can really be a coincidence? And I really don't want to use this as an example, but I guess it's the best thing that I could do, or the best example for most people to understand. When you have, let's say you're a teenage girl, a boy crazy teenage girl, I can't believe I'm using this. And you go into a store and you see a cute guy and he smiles at you and you smile at him, and you know, you go on with your life. And 2 days later, you go to the library and you see him and he sees you and you guys smile at each other. Right away, if you're a love-struck teenage girl, you're gonna think, oh my god, this is meant to be, we are meant to be together. You're gonna think this is not a coincidence. However, things like that don't really make a big impression on you, you say it is a coincidence, you know, it just is. So where is the borderline of it's not a coincidence or it is a coincidence? Because I feel like that it's a very gray area and it's very difficult to find out. Sorry, I have to check how much time I have left before my memory card dies and is empty. Oh, and the last thing I want to tell you guys, I hope that I'm pronouncing one of these words right. I feel like I'm not. Is it scorn? Please tell me if it's not. But this is a quote that is in the beginning of the book, and again, this is translated from Spanish, I believe. It says, "In the physical world, anything which strikes is subjected to the same force in reaction, but in the mortal world, the reaction is stronger than the reaction." I said that wrong, sorry. In the physical world, anything which strikes is subjected to the same force in reaction, but in the mortal world, the reaction is stronger than the action. The reaction from being imposed upon is scorn. The reaction from scorn is hatred. The reaction from hatred is murder. Now, of course, this book really does mean everything ends in murder. However, in real life, it is true. If you have something that didn't make you happy, you're gonna make a bigger deal out of it, and it's probably gonna end up in hatred. Not necessarily murder, but it's gonna end up to be a lot bigger than it is. It's like rolling the ball down the hill. You know, it starts off with just a little problem, and you're gonna make it bigger. It's how humans are. When you punch a wall, it's gonna strike back with the same exact force. However, when you punch someone, or something happens, like someone, you know, spreads a rumor about you, if you're stupid, you're gonna go and you're going to say a worse rumor about them, you know, if you're not the bigger person. That's just how things are, and it's not just high school girls. I mean, I don't do this because I think it is completely ridiculous. However, a lot of girls do, and a lot of guys do too. And in real life, you don't have to be a teenager to make this mistake. Everyone does. You go and you hurt someone more than they have hurt you. That tends to happen a lot. That's all I have to say. You know, I'm gonna leave you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will see you soon. Bye.